The Century Media Podcast.
Hope you're all ready. We got Eric the Viking here joining us for yet another edition of Rockin and Shoppin. Take it away, Eric.
Hey, that's right. This is Eric the Viking coming at you again with another Rockin and Shoppin top 5 picks that are kicking my ass this month. Starting off, number 1 is the bad boys of rock and roll, Motley Crue, are back. Brand new album, Saints of Los Angeles. All 4 original members, first album of all 4 of those guys in quite a long time. It's a great record, very strong rock and roll. Lyrically, a little bit based on the best-selling Dirt, that book they put out a few years back, which is probably one of the greatest books ever. Nonetheless, the songs, the lyrics, the attitude are still there. It's still Motley Crue. It's still dirty. It's still rock and roll, and only Motley Crue know how to play this kind of rock and roll with the best of them. Number 2, the gore grind gods, Carcass, come back with a reissue of Necroticism. This is a great reissue and one that diehard fans like myself have been waiting for. It is a CD, DVD, digi reissue. What's on here? Christ, there's so much. It's got the limited edition autopsy cards. It's got a DVD with bonus interviews and backstage stuff and documentaries and footage and live concerts and whatnot. This album is great. It's a landmark album, and it's definitely a reissue that you should pick up. This was the first reissue of the original Carcass records that are going to get reissued, so they're all getting the same treatment of the CD, DVD reissues, and especially with their upcoming U.S. tour. Can't wait to see them, but like I said, this reissue rules, and for the visual and audio aspect of it all. Number 3, coming up here on a band called Endless Blizzard. The album's called Remember Your Death. Very intense and doomy influence, Nordic styled underground U.S. black metal. In between the aspects, on the aspects of it all, he tries to prog it out a bit, and but it's still a very aggressive blackened metal attack. Also, for those of you in the underground, guest drummer from the band Valdor here in California. It's mesmerizing and hallucinogenic at times, yet still headbanging, aggressive, and a raging black metal album. Number 4, I want to talk to you about Gates of Slumber, their new album called The Conqueror. These guys are an awesome, here located in the Midwest area of the U.S., epic, traditional, heavy doom band. This great traditional stuff from the 70s and early 80s that will definitely appeal to fans of Pentagram, Saint Vitus, Witchfinder General, and more traditional styled metal with the likes of Cirith Ungol. Number 5, finishing up here with Merciless Death, the newest one called Realm of Terror. These guys busted out of the California thrash scene here last year with their debut album, and this newest one does not disappoint. It's still the same good thrash, still tight black jeans and white high tops, metal thrash and mad kind of stuff. These guys are an underground favorites, and definitely a favorite of mine if you're into this same scene that's birthed the likes of a Warbringer and a Fuel by Fire and Avenger of Blood and all those similar bands. This new one is just as good at live, and these guys are I know these guys are on tour, and this is a great album. What else can I say? So once again, thank you very much for joining me. This is Eric the Viking. I'm rocking and you're shopping.